Hi, everyone. I'm Anne Marie Fred from IBM. Craig Cook and I will be talking about DevOps metrics we love and our experience with using these metrics to drive measurable change within our teams. In this presentation, we have two key takeaways. First, why should you care about DevOps metrics? What can they do for you? And second, how can you incentivize the right behaviors without encouraging people to game the system? But first, a little about ourselves. I'm the DevOps and security lead for our commerce platform. That's the part of IBM.com that enables online sales. It includes things like the checkout process, provisioning, My IBM, where you manage your subscription and billing information, and the product catalog. I have more than 15 years of software development experience, including 9 years of working in a DevOps environment where test automation and continuous delivery are a way of life, and sharing the benefits of that with others. I spent the last 5 years on call for various production applications. I spent 3 years as a development manager, then switched back to a technical role to start a formal DevSecOps program. And I've been our privacy and security compliance lead as well for the past year. Over to you, Craig.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Most of my background has been in operations and infrastructure. The last few years, I've been helping internal IBM teams improve their DevOps practices. Not having direct authority over any squad made things very interesting. I had to understand where their pain was. Every squad is at a different stage on their journey. I then have to deliver the value and explain why they should implement these ideas. Ultimately, my goal is to help squads get value into production faster with higher quality. Today, I started a new role. A shout out to all the DevOps Days organizers worldwide. I help with rallying. Anne-Marie and myself do not speak for IBM. What you're going to hear today are our own opinions. IBM has some fantastic lawyers. I really do not want to end up here again. Anne-Marie and myself are individual contributors. As you can see, there are a few layers of management above us. This talk is from the last 5 years, helping build IBM's global marketplace. When we started our organization, we started with the Spotify squad model. We modified it a few times. Our squad was part of the tested operations squad. Our goal was to improve the DevOps practices of other squads. When we first started, one of the first things we did was create an availability dashboard to understand the uptime of the services in the marketplace. You'll hear more about this later.
Around September of 2018, our vice president came to us with a request to build a velocity dashboard. He believed his squads were performing well and he wanted data to show it. The problem is we already knew a couple of things from experience. The first is that story point numbers are not consistent across squads. And the second is that if you ask teams to increase their velocity, they'll probably just start padding their story point estimates. What we really wanted were metrics that would help teams improve their agility and efficiency while maintaining quality. We had a gut feeling that certain things were making feature delivery slower, and we chose an initial set of metrics that focused on code reviews and the code delivery process. The screenshot on this page is of our first prototype. For the record, we eventually threw this version away and started over again, but we got some good feedback from it. This talk's in 4 parts. We'll cover the discovery phase, prioritizing the metrics, the gory technical details of those metrics, and outcomes, what changed on our squads as a result. Craig's going to talk about some of the first decisions we made.
We really did not want to make our own custom dashboard. We'd already done that and knew it was a lot of work. The year prior to this effort, we had evaluated an open source project that did something similar. It didn't have support for Travis. Travis is a primary CI/CD platform that we use. We spent a few weeks to try and add support and gave up in frustration. When this initiative came up again, We evaluated that project. Still no Java support. That got discarded. A VP had been contacted by a vendor with a commercial product that did something similar. We were encouraged to evaluate the tool. Once we dug in, we discovered there would be a lot of custom work to get our data sent to this tool. It would also be very expensive trying to send data at the scale we wanted to send. That left us the custom option. We'd done it before. How hard could it be? Once we chose the custom option, we then had to decide what we're going to put on it.
We often get pushback on the metrics we measure from teams that get a poor score. So we needed research backing up the predictive value of each metric and how each of the metrics ties back to business results. Our first resource was flow metrics from some of Domenica DeGrandis' talks. We like the theory behind these, but some are easier to measure than others. Next, we use the Accelerate book by Dr. Nicole Forsgren, Jez Humble, and Jean Kim. Accelerate highlights 4 key metrics: lead time, deployment frequency, mean time to restore, and change fail percentage. Some of these metrics that we used have been around for so long that we didn't know where they came from, such as the availability or uptime of a service. We also considered a couple of metrics we'd heard of from Microsoft. We have a SonarQube server, which gives us scores for security, code quality, and test coverage. And finally, we invented a couple of our own, including deployment stability and the overall DevOps score. We already had